Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome to the Recipe Therapist. So today I have a delicious recipe for you, but I want to tell you a little bit about it. It was created in the kitchen of my family's restaurant when I asked one of my assistants to bread the chicken cutlets. I told her to go in the walk-in box and grab the bin on the top shelf that had the breadcrumbs, and she accidentally grabbed the Romano cheese. Well, she breaded 3 pounds of chicken cutlets with Romano cheese, came to me and said, "Here you go." And I said, "Oh my goodness, this is Romano cheese. You didn't grab the breadcrumbs." I wasn't gonna waste it, so I decided to fry it up. It turned out to be so delicious that it's been a staple in our family restaurant for over 30 years. And I came up with the name Chicken Romano. So today, I'm so happy to share it with you. So let's get started. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients of this delicious chicken Romano. So my assistant years ago used Romano cheese, but I found through the years that Parmesan and Romano together are even better combination. So I use a combination of both, but feel free to use whichever one you like. But it does have to be that grated kind, not the powdered kind of Parmesan or Romano cheese that you can buy in the store. We're also going to be using 1 pound of thinly sliced chicken cutlets. And for our flour, I'm going to be using all-purpose flour today, but for those of you who want to make the keto version or gluten-free, all you have to do is swap it out with, say, a blanched almond flour, or any gluten-free flour would work well. We're going to be using some light olive oil for frying, and I'm going to use my jarred plum tomato sauce that I made. But you can use whatever favorite sauce that you choose to. Some chopped fresh spinach is going to go on the top. Some beaten egg we have here. Salted butter. Some water for our egg that we're going to be using. Some garlic powder, or you can use fresh garlic. And to top it off, we're going to be using some fresh sliced mozzarella cheese. All right, so let's start out with the breading of our chicken cutlets. So what I have here is my beaten egg, and I've added half the garlic powder to the egg, and the other half we're going to use for our spinach when we saute it on the stove. And I'm gonna add my water, okay? And I'm just gonna beat that up like that. Now, I'm gonna take my chicken cutlet. It's a couple of steps in order to get this chicken ready for frying. We're going to put it in our flour first, like this, okay? And I'm gonna coat it real good, all right? And both sides like that. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the egg, okay? And I'm going to coat it real good. See, the cameraman can get that. Okay, see that? And there might be a few like little dry spots like that, so just make sure you get in there good, because we really, this is what gives the chicken so much flavor, this coating. And then we're going to go right into our cheese. Now, this is a fresh grated cheese. You could see it's kind of like moist. So what I do is I, have this nice big dish here so I can really maneuver it. And I just coat this cheese. I pat it down. All right, because I really, again, I want to get it real good with the coating. And you can see how nice it coats. Isn't that great? Now, one more step. We're going to go back into the flour, okay? Because the cheese tends to burn quicker on the outside if I don't put the flour on top. But you're gonna see when this fries up, it's gonna be golden brown and delicious. And that's how we do our chicken. So I'm gonna finish the rest, and I will meet you back at the stovetop for frying. So this is what the chicken looks like after it's all done. You can see it has that nice coating of that flour on the outside. So before we wind up frying that, I've heated up my sauce, my plum tomato sauce, so that's ready to go. And now at this point, we're ready to saute up our spinach with our garlic sauce. So I have my cast iron skillet here, which I've been heating on medium-high heat. So I'm going to take my butter, okay, and I'm just going to melt that up. All right, now you can use fresh grated garlic for this recipe. I have some here. I'm not going to use it today though, because I happen to like the flavor of, you know, granulated garlic in this spinach recipe. So I'm going to use that today, but feel free to use fresh if you'd like. And you can see how it's nice and bubbling up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw, after I put my garlic on the bottom, I'm just going to throw the spinach in right on top. And I'm going to saute it up for less than a minute, just to, you know, cook it to where it's just done, because it's going to get topped on that chicken and it's going to go in the oven for baking. Okay, so this is what the spinach looks like when it's done. It's not overcooked. I'm going to shut my flame off and I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it in this bowl and we're going to top our chicken off with it. And that's what our spinach should look like. Okay, so now that our spinach is ready, let's get to frying these cutlets. So I have my cast iron pan here under a medium-high heat, and I've put some light olive oil in it, and now I'm ready to fry my first cutlet. So I'm just going to take my cutlet and I'm going to place it gently into this pan like that. You can see it's sizzling up very nice. I'm just going to do 2 at a time because this coating is a little delicate. You're going to see in a couple of minutes, about maybe 2 minutes, I'm going to turn it, but I'm going to use my spatula just in case, because sometimes it does stick to the bottom and I don't want to lose the cheese crust. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so now I'm ready to flip my first piece. So I'm going to take my spatula here, I'm going to lift it up. This one seems like it's a little loose, so I don't really need the spatula as much as I thought, but you can see, look at that. Look at how golden brown that is. Now, this is very delicate because it has the cheese crust. You might have to cook it like a couple of times on each side. Like, try it in 1-minute intervals. It'll probably work better. Okay, so my chicken's been cooking for about a minute or so on each side, and I'm just going to flip it again. Both pieces. Look at how nice and golden brown that looks. Wow. So now, what I wanted to say was, I'm going to make this cook for about 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to take it off because I don't want to cook it all the way. I want to cook it to where it's just underdone, because it's going to cook more in the oven when we put all our other toppings on it. Okay, so this is what the chicken looks like when it's all done. You can see it's nice and golden brown. It's just perfect. So now we're going to get ready to put our chicken Romano dish together. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and at this point I am ready to just put a pinch of salt on top of the chicken cutlets. I don't put it in the recipe because the cheese, you know, has some salt in it, but I do like to add salt before at this point, before I'm ready to put it together. So I'm going to take my sauce in my baking dish and I'm just going to spread it on the bottom, this nice chunky plum tomato sauce that I made, just to coat the bottom, okay? And I'm going to take my Romano cutlets and just line this pan like this, okay? That's perfect. And we're going to top it off with some fresh spinach. I'm just going to do one for you, just to show you our nice spinach with the garlic butter sauce on it. Okay, so we're going to spread that amongst the cutlet. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of my chunky plum tomato sauce right on the top, almost like in like a line. That's how I do it, because I like to see that little outer ring of spinach. And I'm just going to top it with some fresh tomato sauce, okay? And I'm going to finish these, and then it's going to go in the oven, and it's going to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and it's going to be so delicious. Okay, so I finished all of the chicken cutlets, and this is what they look like. They're perfect, and they're ready to go right in that oven. And when we take them out, I'm going to put some balsamic glaze on top, and they're going to be outrageous. Okay, so the chicken Romano has been in the oven for about 20 minutes, and this is what it looks like. It looks perfect. See how it's nice and bubbly, and the cheese is melted perfectly. This is totally done. So I'm going to take it out, and then we're going to take a taste. This is what it looks like. It looks perfect. It's been cooling off for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I'm ready to take a taste. So I'm going to take this piece right here, because it's been staring me down. Look, it's still smoking. All right. And I didn't mention this before. I'm just gonna put a little more of that nice chunky plum tomato sauce on top of that, just like that. I didn't mention it before, but this is an option. I like balsamic glaze on like a lot of things. So that's it. I love it. So, doesn't that look good? So I'm gonna take a taste. I'm gonna cut a nice piece right here. It's nice and tender. Oh, my cheese fell off, but I'm gonna put that right back on. And I'm gonna take a nice taste of this. Wow, this is really good. I taste the spinach, the cheese, the tomato. It's so perfect. This is really a good recipe. It's really low carb, delicious, complete meal. For the full recipe, you can find it in the description box. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And we'll see you next time to serve up some more love. Take care.